Welcome to the Insider Podcast, where we give you a weekly rundown on what's going on at BayEast.
Happy 2022, everyone. The National Association of Realtors has designated January as Innovation Month. So here at BayEast, we thought this is the best time to discuss one of the greatest innovations in real estate. And that, my friends, is the smart home. To share a bit of his experience with us today, we have Garrick Yan with eXp Realty. Garrick Yan is one of our active BayEast members who is also the chair of our Global Network Work Group. Garrick, thank you for doing this podcast with us today. To start off, what is a smart home?
Hey, thank you, Faye, for the introduction. I'm honored to be selected to talk about a smart home and the real estate industry here. What is a smart home? A smart home allows the homeowner to see, listen into the house when the owner is not there, and also to do things like home automation, security, comfort, and be able to control the house from like maybe a smartphone.
That's reason enough for somebody to change their home into a smart home. And by the way, can any homeowner convert their house into a smart home?
Oh, absolutely. Any homeowner can convert their house into a smart home. I think the gateway to conversion is usually the doorbell. So a lot of people start by putting a video doorbell to their house so they can see who's coming, especially since we're working from home these days. Knowing when delivery driver puts our parcels at the door is very important. We also want to be concerned about security. We want to make sure our packages aren't stolen. That's actually a very common concern these days. And also that you could, check to see who's visiting. Is it PG&E? Is it a scammer? Is it a mailman? Is it a neighbor walking their dog? All these things are very important just for our own security and satisfaction. And I think these systems also connect with a social network per se, and then you can see other activity within the neighborhood. So maybe a neighborhood says, hey, we had our packages stolen, so you could see what's going on there. So this is a gateway. I think it's pretty inexpensive. Any homeowner can add this to their house. Cost is between about $200 to $300, depending on the camera you buy and the installation process.
Okay, so you did mention that they can start with the doorbell, but what if they want to turn like everything, the perfect definition of a smart home? What would that process be, and would that be costly?
Very, very good question. Just imagine coming home from work, the video camera perceives that you're walking up through the driveway, or it notices that you open the garage door. And at that time, it turns on the kitchen lights and plays the music. It sets the thermostat to 70 degrees. You walk in and the Roomba's already done sweeping the house. Music's playing. This is predictive, right? So it kind of knows your behavior, or you've already taught your house to do this kind of things. It can go from very inexpensive to very expensive, depending on how much automation you want it to do. You can even have a system that opens and closes curtains. We have the systems already to water our plants.
But would the process of turning the entire house into a smart home, is that costly? Like you said, the doorbell would, cost some in the hundreds, would be in the hundreds. But what about the entire house? Like all the things that you just mentioned. Walk in the house, temperature's perfect, music goes on, lights start flashing. Would that be costly?
I think given the technology today, the price shouldn't be too expensive. And in most cases, the equipment is actually portable. So you'll need a hub, and those are either manufactured by like Google or Amazon. Those are the two main vendors. And these systems are wireless, so you could be able to move it from one house to another if you were going to move. I think the system starts somewhere probably about $500. You want to add some accessories. And then from there, depending on how detailed you want it to be, it can cost a lot more.
So it depends basically, right?
Yes, but it's not too expensive. You could definitely start small.
All right. And let's say, Garrick, if a homeowner does convert his or her house to a smart home, would the price increase on that house be based on renovations, or would it be one of those special factors that impact a home price, like the location or the school district and whatnot? Like, how would that affect the home price?
In this current market, not that many homes are converted to smart homes. New construction builders, they are adding smart features They're adding Alexa-enabled lights. They're adding voice-activated or Wi-Fi enabled door security. So those things are built in, but they're not that expensive. So they're not going to significantly impact the price of the house. However, they will make the house much more attractive to purchase. So if I'm going to look at house A or house B, and house B has some Wi-Fi enabled or smart home enabled devices, I might be attracted to that. So it's kind of a bonus. It may not significantly increase the value of the house, but it will definitely make it more attractive.
Got it. And Garrick, just 20 years ago, many people couldn't conceive of the smartphone the way it's being used today. If we're to make a comparison based on your experience so far, do you think smart homes are the future we'll all be living in?
I absolutely believe it will be. And it's just a matter of time when technology becomes less expensive and the controls become easier. In fact, these hubs they can understand English. You just tell it, turn on the lights, turn off the lights, play music. And then people of any generation will be able to use it without much difficulty. I think this is the expectation in the future.
Yes, and you did have a demonstration of your daughter doing that, right? Turn off the lights.
We were walking through a builder's open house. We tested the automated lights in the kitchen, and we tested the automated front door locks. Just imagine you just left the house to go for a run, and you don't remember that you locked the front door. You could check it on an app on your phone and say, "Oh my goodness, lock the front door," and it will do it for you.
Saves a lot of anxiety too. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us, Garrick. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the chair of BayEast Global Network Group, Garrick Yan with eXp Realty. Thank you so much, Garrick. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Faye, and have a great day, BayEast.
Welcome to the Insider Podcast, where we give you a